Heyo, I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back again with another action figure review for you. Today we're looking at the Marvel Legends series, Doctor Strange Wave, the Astral Projection Doctor Strange figure. This comes on the traditional Legends series box, I guess. Nice big picture window here with figure inside. Not a whole lot else going on. A nice kind of Doctor Strange symbol there up at the top. Character art on the side. On the back, we've got some nice picture here. The Astral Doctor Strange and the traditional Doctor Strange figure there. Along with other characters in the line. And the Build-A-Figure for this particular set, which is Dormammu. The movie itself was very cool, which is what kind of spawned this line here. And in it, Doctor Strange kind of goes to the astral plane, and this is kind of the figure representation of him in that state. So, pretty cool looking. We're going to go ahead and open this thing up here. Little piece of tape there on the side. And the window thing opens, and we slide it out. Pretty standard packaging for this type of line. The figure pops out of that, and we've got a nice kind of diorama card backgroundy thing. We have the Build-A-Figure piece here, the head of Dormammu, and the figure itself. He's in here pretty good. There we go. Toss that to the side now. So, not a lot going on with this particular figure. You do get the one accessory, which is the Build-A-Figure piece, the head of Dormammu. And beyond that, you do have the amulet he wears around his neck. That's technically an accessory because it's removable. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit and take a closer look at the figure. First up, let's just take a look real quick at the Build-A-Figure piece here. It's just a simple head, so there's not really a lot going on here, but it's a very cool looking figure, or piece of a figure. But I don't have the rest of this thing yet, so this just gets set to the side. But the fire flaming hair stuff is kind of a translucent orange. Nice little effect going on there, but beyond that, it is what it is. So the accessories we have here, again, just the single amulet. A lot of nice detail work on it. It's made in this white plastic. It's not exactly translucent, but pretty close. So, and I will apologize up front. This figure is kind of hard to see in this particular light. But again, he is supposed to be the astral projection of Doctor Strange, so it's supposed to be kind of translucent stuff. And it probably doesn't show up very well on the camera, unfortunately. But moving past that to the actual figure itself, there is a lot of cool detail work going on in this figure. Again, you can't see it very well in this light, but if you have the other Doctor Strange figure, it's pretty much the same one, so when we get to that one, maybe you can see the detail a little bit more. But the actual sculpt on the figure itself is outstanding, to be honest with you. Articulation-wise, the head does move 360 degrees. And does have up and down rotation, so you get lots there. If I can get in close enough, we can maybe see they have his pupils painted white completely, so they stand out pretty much in stark contrast here with the kind of translucent-y whitish thing that is the figure itself. Still very cool looking. Shoulder joints are really stiff, but you've got a single ball and swivel joint there, so you get all the articulation you need out of that shoulder joint. You also have a swivel joint at the top of the bicep, right under the shoulder joint itself. You have a double elbow joint right there, and you've got a ball and swivel at the wrist, and you have the extra, whatever you want to call that there, articulation point for the actual wrist itself, so the hand does move all the way around and back and forth. So you get lots of posability out of this one. Very cool looking. You do have a twist joint at the waist. The little skirt kind of thing here is a secondary piece, so it kind of fits on top of everything else, so it's non-removable. But you are not hampered with your articulation, at least at the waist anyways. And you do have a little bit of ab crunch feature going on here. Not a lot of range of motion, but enough to know that it's there anyways. However, when you get down to the actual hip joint itself, you will notice that the skirt will hamper motion a lot. It does have a traditional kind of ball joint right there, though, so it does technically do all sorts of motion there, just because of the way the skirt is kind of limited. So right below that hip joint at the top of the quadriceps, you do have a another joint there. If I can get it to loosen up a little bit here. I guess we can't. There we go. So you've got a complete twist joint there at the top of the quadricep, essentially. Then we have a double knee joint here. Again, this thing is pretty stiff, but double knee joint there. Then you've got another twist joint at the top of the shin, and you've got the traditional ball and swivel joint at the actual ankle. So lots of good articulation on this figure all the way around. The material this is made out of is actually very interesting up close, and again, I don't know how well this translates to the camera, but in person it's a very cool material. It's half translucent, half shimmering metallic color, so it's picking up some blues and purples and whites and all sorts of cool looking stuff here. So it's really nice as far as a concept goes. As far as an actual in the person kind of thing, it looks really cool. It does its job well. But I do not know how sought after this particular figure is going to be. It does seem a little bit limited as far as playability goes and that sort of thing. But it's nice that they did include it. It is a pretty good part of the movie, or a pretty important part, maybe not necessarily a lengthy one. So it translates pretty well, and if you do like Doctor Strange, I would say you will want to pick this one up. And especially if you're trying to complete Dormammu, you'll have to pick it up. But other than that, I don't know that it's going to go very far. It's probably going to be one of those peg warmers if I had to guess. But still, it's a good figure. It's a good solid figure. It's nice as a kind of a secondary, almost accessory to the traditional Doctor Strange figure. I think it probably would have worked better as a additional pack-in maybe to that figure. As a standalone figure, it doesn't really work all that well, but it is what it is. It's in the collection now, so no big deal there. But yeah, if you find it for a good price, pick it up. I think you'll like it. It's pretty interesting anyways, so. That's all the time we have for today. So thanks for watching. Drop some comments down below. Let us know how we're doing. If you want to see something specific, let us know that as well. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And be on the lookout for more awesome action figure videos.